Hello, this is take 2 on Technique Tuesday. Made the recording and YouTube just didn't like it. So we're going to try again. I'm going to share with you the double stencil resist today. So what I've done is I've taken a piece of paper that is this smaller one here, 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Then for the rest of the card we're going to do another Whisper White at 4 by 5 1/4 and Night of Navy at 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 for the base. 5 inches of ribbon plus your bow, and I'm using the 2 1/4 inch circle punch for this project. So I've taken the smaller one, the 3 3/4 by 5, and I've used painter's tape to attach it to one of our silicone mats. And then I've laid one of our basic pattern stencils over the top. Now I'm going to take Versamark, which works like glue. And the reason I'm taping this down is because it works like glue. And if you're not careful, the stencil will pull away from the paper and it'll mess up your image. So you want to push down nice and hard so you get a good impression. Now we're going to lift up the stencil, and we're going to take this piece out of here, and we're going to lay that down and move it out of the way. Now I'm going to take the paper off of the craft mat. You'll notice I just put it on the edges here because you don't want to mess up your stencil. Alright, I'm going to leave one piece on there so I can hang on to my paper. And now I'm going to put embossing powder on it. This is clear embossing powder. Make sure we get it all covered really well. Tap it off. And we're going to set it aside for right now. Now we're going to go back to our stencil here. And this time we're going to put the paper on the top. I'm going to lay a craft mat underneath here, just so I don't get Versamark on my other mat. Lay this where I can see my Versamark was before, and I'm going to lay a mat over the top. Oh, I forgot. Tape this down. The nice thing with the pattern that I chose from the stencils is that it's very random, so getting it straight is not quite as big a deal as it would be with some patterns. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over to my Big Shot. I'm going to take the sandwich just like it is. 2 craft silicone mats with the stencil and paper in the middle. I'm going to add them to the regular platform of the Big Shot, and I'm going to lay one mat on top. Your Big Shot or your Cricut or whatever may require a little bit different combination, but that should work. I'm off to the side running this through the Big Shot. On Facebook, I tried to move the Big Shot over there, and it shook everything quite a bit. So, alright. So what happened here is my craft mat stuck to my plate, but the stencil went through onto the paper. So now I have the opposite image on this that I had on the first one. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to tear off the painter's tape. Doesn't want to come off. There we go. And again, I'm going to dip it into my clear embossing powder. The fun thing with this is that you can use any stencils that you have. The stencils we are selling right now, it's a package of 4 There's this pattern, there's dots, there's some trees, and I'll show those to you here in just a little bit. And then there's one other pattern. There's 4 of them, and it's only $6 for it. Now we're going to take the heat tool, and we're going to heat these up. And I'm going to keep that piece of tape there so I can hang on to it. And I always tell people when they're doing wet embossing that you go from sticky, which was our Versamark, to sandy, which is what it's like once you put the embossing powder on it. And once you heat it up, it's shiny. So sticky, sandy, and shiny. I wanted to tell you while I'm heating this up that our new 2021 annual catalog went live yesterday. And there are so many cool products in there, some amazing, beautiful flower sets this year. If you haven't received a catalog yet from your demonstrator, or you haven't received one from me, please let me know, and we'll get one to you just as soon as I can. Now I'm going to pull over the other one. We're going to heat it as well. I am running a special deal. First of all, Stampin' Up's deal is that with any $250 combined order or workshop order, there's an additional $25 in free Stampin' Rewards money. So at $250, you're doubling it because you would get 25, so you'd get 50. They also have an amazing deal for recruiting that if you'd sign up to join my team or as sign up to be a demonstrator, you will get, for $99, you get $125 worth of merchandise, plus you can pick any bundle in the new catalog and add it for free. So it can be a stamp set and a punch, or a stamp set and dies. So if you'd be interested in joining my team, let me know. This is a fabulous time to join. And you would love being a part of my team. I have the most amazing group of ladies that I work with. All right, so we're going to now take a sponge dauber, and I'm using shaded spruce ink, and I'm just going to gently rub on the whole paper. And what's going to happen is where we put the embossed image, it's going to resist this ink. Tell my ink pad's really juicy. You can do it where it's one solid color or vary it. I kind of like it to look varied, so I usually do a little bit of dark, a little bit of light. And you could do this with both of them. So on one, it's going to resist these small swirl images, and then on the other one, it's going to resist the outside of it. I'm going to take just a Kleenex, and we're going to wipe that off. And you'll see that the white shines through a lot better and stands out. So again, this is called the Double Stencil Resist. I got this idea from a gal on Split Coast named Dina. She shared this technique. And there you go. Isn't that a cool background? So let me show you the 2 cards I made on Tuesday. I made this one here. This is where it's just like the green one I did here. So your white stood out on those small swirls. I used the 2.5 or 2 1/4 inch punch, stamped Thinking of You from the Rooted in Nature, and added the glitter, the black glitter ribbon. And what's nice is it's got some wire on the edges, so it helps you form your bow. Then on this one, I did it lighter. So I just did the same Night of Navy ink, but just much lighter. And you'll see that then the swirls are dark because it resisted in between. So then for the inside, I did, this is a new stamp that is in our Comfort and Home. That was a free stamp that I got. And no, that isn't the name. It is the Lovely You stamp set. This is one that's in the new catalog that went live yesterday, and I use this image right here. So I stamped, inked it up once and stamped it 3 times, and then just for something different, put my greeting right up there in the corner. And then of course you have to do your envelope. I like this one a little bit better. I did the same thing in the middle and then just randomly kept stamping till the ink had gone away. So this is the Resist Stencil technique. Here's my hostess code for this week if you'd like to place an order with me. If you order and it's under 150 and use the hostess code, you will be in a drawing in a drawing. You actually get a ribbon of your choice. So you can let me know what ribbon you would like and I will get that to you. Thanks for joining me today. I hope this was something new for you, and hopefully I will see you on Tuesday next week with another technique. Bye.